Hello and welcome to Played Up by Stormkeeper with me, Stormkeeper. I thought I'd do a quick video before I kind of launched into Let's Plays again, because I kind of realised that, well, it's been about a year since I've done anything, so I thought it would be a good idea to do a quick video and possibly, explaining what I want to do, and also what happened. Well, in a short kind of explanation of what happened for me to stop recording for 2 years. Anyway, first of all, I'm using what was the name of the song again? Sorry, it was Mystique Part 1 by Time Lord, which features on the Uplink soundtrack. I've also got Part 2 and 3 in rotation, in case this goes on for longer than I expected. But I'll get to the point. First of all, obviously you can see I'm here in Steam. This is obviously what I've got with Steam at the moment. But basically, I wasn't doing anything for the past 2 years. Now, part of that was down to the fact that, excuse me, that I didn't have access to a computer for about a year due to personal circumstances, such as being made homeless, and I unfortunately had to remain in temporary accommodation. So, and I didn't have access to a computer because it was all in storage. Actually, most of my stuff was in storage. So, I did have my laptop, which is a decent gaming system in its own right, but the problem is it wouldn't have played OBS properly, and there's just too much fiddling about. I didn't have the equipment, and yada yada. Anyway, after that, it took me a while to kind of God, where's I going with this? Sorry, I'm just trying to remember, because it's obviously been a while. But basically what happened is I got home, I finally moved out of temporary accommodation, but it took me another month or so before I was able to get my stuff into this new accommodation, and it took me another little while to get things kind of sorted, because there was a lot of stuff to sort through and go through and all that, and unfortunately for me, I had a lot on my plate at the time. I still technically do, but the thing should be easing off from about October. So I wasn't able to do any computer-y related stuff then. I mean, I might have dabbled a little, but I wasn't in the right position to actually do any recordings. Now, obviously, health concerns and all that kind of stuff, so we will just move on to now. Now, I'm in a position to actually do Let's Plays now. I've got a nice, decent version of OBS here. It's at the time of recording, this is at 0.15.4, which is like the latest version. Now, I believe I have everything perfect, but if I don't, feel free to comment and tell me what needs to be done, because I'm still experimenting the software properly. Because I didn't use, before I actually did this, in OBS, I was using other software which was relatively simple. I did about 3 Let's Play videos. Obviously they're called Played Up with me, but I mean, they're still Let's Plays, let's face it. 2 of them were released roughly around the same time, and the third one I did privately, which I've, within the past couple of days, I basically opened up to people, so everybody can see it. But I haven't done anything since then, apart from maybe the introduction, which, by my own admission, probably needs some work. Especially when I need to kind of, sort out my beard and, look a bit more presentable. Anyway, what I plan to do is I plan to kind of do some relatively low resource consuming games on this computer, because quite frankly, this is a piece of shit. Hopefully I won't get told off by YouTube for that, but given what's happening and stuff, I mean, I'm not really it doesn't really bother me if this doesn't get monetized, because this is just basically an update video anyway. But bottom line is, this computer is in the process of being upgraded and refreshed and stuff like that. Because I mean, the hardware is literally 2009. I bought it in 2013, and so I've had it literally 3 years now. Not that I've actually used it for that amount of time, but also it's 2009 hardware. So I'm having to basically replace everything inside it. So I mean, at the moment it's got a Core i5, which is I suppose okay, but it's running DDR3 of a type that basically doesn't work with newer types. Because I actually did buy some new RAM for it, so I can actually try and get the performance running properly on it. But unfortunately, that didn't work out because it basically just crashes. So I mean, I'll start with the 4 gigs of RAM in it, and the CPU and the motherboard until I can actually afford to replace it. Excuse me. My graphics card needs improvement as well. It's like an old Radeon HD 5770, which basically the drivers aren't even updated for it anymore. And I upgraded the power supply, that's perfectly fine. I got it an SSD, which is about 120 gig. Although I plan to dual boot this system, so it's going to be a 240 gig that's going to go in that instead. And I'm going to move the 120 gig into my secondary gaming PC, which is actually inferior to that one, but it's still kind of better in some ways. But this isn't my all geeked up channel. This is for Let's Play, but I mean, anyway, I plan to update this computer by replacing the motherboard, the graphics card, the CPU, and all those innards to get it more up to snuff. But for now, I'm basically stuck with ones that will run games that will run on my system. So you'll probably see a lot of like the Binding of Isaac Rebirth, Bionic Jews, both of which are actually good. They're good games and stuff like that. Anything that doesn't really require a beefy processor to run and still looks relatively good and can actually run with the recording. Now, obviously, where's it going with this? Yeah, obviously that's some time off before I can actually kind of do a complete upgrade. So, in the meantime, what I plan to do is do the Binding of Isaac Rebirth twice a week, starting completely from scratch. Although I have actually I've played it before, so that's not a problem. I mean, I've watched Northern Lion do it. I played it multiple times on the Vita. Well, I had the literally had the Vita with PS Plus at the time. Unfortunately, I lost my Vita, so I haven't been able to play it. Wasn't able to play it for a while, and then I finally get it on the PC. Where I played a little bit, but I was going to save it for Let's Plays, which meant I hadn't played it all, and I just stuck to watching Northern Lion, Invicta, occasionally Biznap, Roxy Style, and all them people play it. So now I'm going to be doing it. So obviously I'm going to try and do it twice a week, probably back to back. So yeah, I mean, I don't really want to kind of overload myself to doing too many recordings. So we'll start with the Binding of Isaac Rebirth, and I'll probably kind of do a couple of other ones as well. I'm not too sure which ones at the moment, but I mean, Isaac's always a good starter. Everybody basically likes Isaac, at least I think so anyway. I mean, I've got these lists here. Obviously this is I've got a list of AA games for Let's Plays. Basically I just did AA, so it's at the top. But basically I want to kind of do stuff like Baldur's Gate, Enhanced Edition, or Baldur's Gate, depending where you're from, whatever. Borderlands or Borderlands 2 would be good, although I did recently pick up Borderlands, the pre-sequel, although I don't have all the DLC yet. So, I mean, there's always that I need to pick up as well. I could do Darkest Dungeon, because, I mean, that's always a popular one. But, I mean, I've got all these games here. These are only just the ones I've got for Let's Play. So, let's, start here. I don't know what would interest you guys, so I'm just going to slowly go through them. I want to maybe do FTL as well. And probably a bit of Uplink, actually, now that I've got the music playing as well, thinking about it. But, I mean, I've got your usual classics, Half-Life as well. Yeah, I've got quite a few games that we could probably go through. And ones I haven't even played at all. I mean, I might try Road Not Taken. But, yeah, I mean, I've got quite a few games that I can actually do. I mean, there's also StarMade and Minecraft, and oh, there we go. Now it's fixed. But all the way down to, you know, XCOM and Xenonauts, which might be a good idea. I mean, I did always enjoy Terror from the Deep, although I will probably play it, you know, XCOM Terror from the Deep and UFO Enemy Unknown. Hang on a sec. Oh, right, yeah, hang on. I think it's XCOM UFO Defense. These are all the XCOM games. So, XCOM UFO Defense, for those who weren't sure, it basically is I think the American name for UFO Enemy Unknown. But I mean, these are all the classic XCOM games. So, yeah. But I mean, there are a few games I could play. I mean, I'll probably play both of these in the Open XCOM, and there's also Open RA, and God knows what else that I can play. But I mean, there are a lot of choices for me to play, and I'm actually running out of music. I didn't expect this to go on that long, but at the same time, this may or may not screw things up. If it does, all the more. Let's see, I'm gonna add this to the playlist. Sorry, I just need to do something quickly off screen. I mean, I shouldn't exceed this. I mean, the reason why it's such a long video is because I have a lot to cover, don't I? Yeah, there we go. And let's just do these two. Sorry about that. That was just a slowdown on my part. So I'm just going to do those, and I should have more than enough. One more though. There. Right. I should have more than enough music to work with now. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, I've got all these games I can play, and obviously a lot of them are kind of, you know, for lower spec computers. Though I could probably kind of play some more demanding ones. I do want to play, coincidentally, if I can actually go back up here. Oh yeah, Neo Scavenger is another one I could try. But I could also do Store of the Stars, The Pit, System Shock 2, XCOM, which isn't actually on here at the moment, is it? So, but yeah, I'll worry about that later. But I mean, there's also Bloodlines, there's Uplink, maybe not Unreal Tournament, but I mean, there's a lot of games I can try. I mean, Starbound's recently come out as well, so surely I should be able to do something with that. I mean, I have actually played longer because it was actually pre-release, but I think they must have changed the versioning or whatever. But yeah, I'm digressing a bit. But basically, if there's a game that you'd be interested in seeing me play, especially ones that's not on Steam or even GOG, thinking about it, there are a few games like I might try Strike Base. So I got this thingy. Might even do Star Trek Array Team or New Worlds, even if they're not necessarily that good. But there's a lot of games that never came out digitally that'd be worthwhile going through. So I mean, I'm open to anything provided I can get it running, and it doesn't it basically can be run with OBS. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to basically, by the time you've seen this, well, or at least the following day anyway, I don't know, depending on when you see this, but basically I ultimately want to kind of I'm going to play The Binding of Isaac a couple of times, so I'll upload those videos, and then, you know, we'll talk about what games I could also do, because I mean, I do have quite a few ones that would probably be good to play, actually, you know, something that's not been kind of seen very often, like I mean, again, going back to Strike Base, not many people may have necessarily seen Strike Base. And we're going into I think this is Skaven's War in the Middle Earth, one of my favourite Skaven tracks, coincidentally. There's also Road Rash, although I'm going to literally go searching on YouTube to see what videos have been done where. I mean, there are a few, like, I mean, there's also Warcraft and Warcraft 2, both of which I'll probably do in the Wargus engine. There's the original Diablo 2, God, That's only one thing. I mean, there's also Road Warrior, which I don't know if I'll do, but there's. I mean, I have lots of games here. There's a reason why my site's called Gamed Up. Basically, I know a fair bit about games. I mean, well, I'd like to think I do anyway. I mean, there's people out there who know more than me. I mean, you know, like they've been in the industry. But I mean, I've learnt stuff at university, so I'm kind of not quite, you know, I'm not a layman per se, but I'm not exactly. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Sorry, but basically I'm not a layman, but I'm not exactly an expert either. I'm kind of in the middle. I regard myself as a ludologist, well, an amateur ludologist. But yeah, I mean, there's so much I can actually do, but I need to hear what you folks would be interested in, because I mean, I have quite a few things here. I mean, it'd be very difficult for me to kind of list my collection. I might just try and do some unusual ones, but I mean, I'm just looking at the moment. It doesn't. I mean, this is probably not the best one. I mean, I've got one with I'm just rambling at the moment because I can't really. Because I'm actually literally locked on my computer right now, and I don't really want to finish things. In terms of you know, having a double video thing, but I digress. If there's essentially, you know, any game that you'd like to see me play, or you know, within reason, for very, you know, basically, I'll have a look at the game if you suggest it and all that stuff. But I mean, it's also dependent on how long it takes to get into it, and if it makes for good viewing. I mean, Isaac is always going to be good because it's as a roguelite. It's going to have your infinite levels. Each game is basically going to you know, be unique, so you never know what's going to happen, and you know, there's so many different options you can take. I mean, I might even do Serious Sam the Random Encounter, in fact, because I haven't actually played this before, and I've had it for 4 years, so I mean, it might be worthwhile playing that, because I mean, it looks like it's very... Oh, actually I can do Nuclear Throne, for instance, and I do want to do collaborations with other people, but I want to get myself sorted first. So, yeah, I mean, there's so many games I can play, be it on Steam, GOG, you know, free released games, games I have here. You know, the list is endless, really, isn't it? But yeah, hopefully this time round I'll be basically, you know, I'll be able to start doing something more consistently. I'm gonna do a dry run of maybe 2 Isaac episodes a week, and probably a second game just to kind of mix it up a bit. What I'm provisionally going to try and do is try maybe doing Isaac on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then obviously have another game maybe on excuse me, on the Friday, just to kind of think, you know, they're going to last for around half an hour ish, or to where, you know, however long the game is. Hopefully my mouth will actually last until then, because I'm actually out of my drink, but excuse me. But yeah, I mean, there's basically, I'm gonna, you know, experiment with stuff and see what happens. So if you've managed to listen through this, have a cookie, because you deserve it, honestly. But God, that's 4 songs I've been through now. But yeah, I mean, I'm open to any of these games you see here. I mean, that's not even the entire list. That was just the ones I have for Let's Play. If you know, anything that's within reasonably able to get, I'm totally open to actually doing. And I mean, I might do a couple of rare games as well, because I mean, I don't think many people have actually done anything on Strike Base, for instance, or God, actually, yeah, I mean, Strike Base virtually, I mean, I'll show that off in another video, but I mean, I've only seen a few playthrough, you know, a few videos of Strike Base, and basically they only last for the first 3 levels, so I'm going to see how well that goes, because I mean, that was an interesting game, but Yeah, I'm gonna stick with I'm gonna be bog standard for now and stick with the likes of Isaac and other games that might be worthwhile doing. I mean, might just do Darkest Dungeon as well. So yeah, I mean, I know they're roguelites, but for now they'll actually do fine because obviously I'm still trying to work out how I'm going to do these things in sequence. So I need to find some good story-based games because obviously, there's the thing that I need to actually see what operating system to run and yada yada. So I mean, stuff like this is going to take a while. In fact, I might even do, I could even do Neo Scavenger just to mix it up a bit, see how well I do. So yeah, for the time being, I'm going to start recording an Isaac video as soon, not long after I finished this video. By the time you've uploaded this, and got it out all sorted and stuff, if not the day after. Well, actually, yeah, thinking about it, you may see this earlier before I get the Isaac video done. But just to recap, I'm going to start Isaac from scratch, and basically what's going to happen is we're going to just basically go through it, basically I'm going to do it as an Isaac noob, which technically I am when it comes to the PC, but I mean, I know how to play it. It's perhaps not easier than the original Binding of Isaac, actually. But yeah, I mean, hopefully it'll be entertaining. Hopefully I won't make common mistakes and stuff, but it's a learning experience. So as I get better at the game, hopefully I'll also get better at giving commentary. So it works both ways, and honestly, it might actually help me improve my other videos. So win-win, right? Anyway, if you've if you come this far, have another cookie, and basically I'll update in the future as well, come up with a new intro video, and the next time you'll basically chronologically see me kind of see me or hear me rather, is when I do the Binding of Isaac video, which will be episode 1. And obviously I'm following the convention that Northern Line does here with using a word, and just because it's my first video after a 2-year gap, I'm going to title it Alive. I'm sure the reasons for that are more than obvious, considering the fact that I dropped off the face of the planet and I am very much alive. So hopefully I'll be able to do a good job with it, but I mean, obviously it's the earliest thing, and it's early days yet, and obviously there are other games I can try, but I mean, Isaac's always going to be popular, I figure, so I might as well at least keep that as a bare minimum once a week. In fact, I'm going to try and do instead of doing Isaac twice a week, I'll start off once a week with Isaac, and I'll do another game which I haven't actually decided yet. It'll probably be a roguelite. Hang on a sec. If I do Isaac and Darkest Dungeon first, and I'll find a third game to do, which unusually, Darkest Dungeon, Eldritch, basically Isaac's a definite. I'll do another roguelite just to kind of mix things up, and then I'll choose the third game, which isn't a roguelite, because obviously, roguelite, whatever, something that can actually run on this computer that's, relatively kind of easy to set up and stuff. So I might actually do Starbound, because I mean, that's always new. That's relatively new, so should we say Binding of Isaac every Monday, we'll say, apart from, oh yeah, is today Saturday or Sunday actually? Oh, today's only Saturday. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm going to record 2 Isaac videos today. The first one will be going live tomorrow, or today, The second one will go live on Monday, just to kickstart the thingy. I'll also record some roguelite, which I'm not too sure about at the moment. I'll do Starbound for another day. I might change the thingies thinking about it. So, I mean, honestly, I don't even know about scheduling. That's way too kind of advanced for me. So, what I'll do is I'll at least get an Isaac video out of the way. Away from all the kind of regular scheduling, and I'll work it out from there. So, yeah. Oh, I've run out of music, I think. Oh, okay, it's gone a bit silent. Hang on. Okay, so, yeah. This is Skaven Second Reality, if you weren't too sure. But, yeah, what I'll do is, I promise to do, well, I say promise, I'll do my damnedest to basically do 3 different games, one each, for the week. And what I'm thinking is, if I just update Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, from basically, from the future onwards, I might actually record, basically the I'll record all the intros, basically the number 1 runs, episode 1 runs of of each episode, basically for over the weekend. At the time now it's Saturday, so I've got Saturday and Sunday. So basically, I'll do recording of a few episodes, well, probably about a total of 6 by the sounds of it, over the weekend. 2 of them, the first of each of them will go up on, basically today and tomorrow. Today being Saturday, tomorrow being Sunday, and then obviously from then on, I'll start scheduling them, just so you've got a regular thing. So just to basically do the TLDR didn't version, or too long didn't listen. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna basically say, first episodes of everything will be done this weekend, and then basically we'll have Isaac on Monday, Unknown Roguelike on Wednesday, and Starbound on Friday. Or should I do Starbound on Saturday? So many decisions. I'll work something out, folks. So, I mean, you'll get 1 each of the games I plan to do, at least over the weekend. So, we'll see how things go there. And, well, it's basically going to see how well each of them do, how well I do at them, and yeah. Oh, coincidentally, even though I've mentioned it in the videos themselves, I'm not doing, for the time being, I don't plan on doing any more Brandon Must Die or Steam Marines videos, because basically the games are no longer supported, really, by the looks of things. I mean, I might go back and do Steam Marines just because I want to see what they're like. The game's like properly. Maybe just be a little kind of less completionist about it. Also, there within the past week, I actually got a sponsorship of sorts. So there's a code down below in the this video description, which entitles you to 10% off a gaming apparel store, whose name I've completely forgot. Sorry. It's in the description. I'll remember that in the future, and I'll probably add annotations for it as well. Whatever. But basically, if you go to that store, you can use the code Played Up to get 10% off their prices. So do check them out. Also, we do have a Gamed Up store in conjunction with Games Republic. It's not officially in conjunction with Games Republic, you understand. It's basically they have their own account service, and we just have to use it. So I mean, do feel free to check that out. And if you do purchase anything from our Games Republic store, you basically will be going towards supporting us. Just as if you go on that other store, whose name I still can't remember because I don't actually have it in front of me, and I shouldn't really be kind of scrambling around looking for stuff. But I mean, do check out the description for the links and obviously the code. And for the time being, that's pretty much it. So the next time you see me will be when I do Isaac, and I've rambled along long enough. So I hope you enjoy the channel. I hope you enjoy, the games I play, my commentary, and all that kind of stuff. And pretty much, that's the end of it now. So see you guys around. Take care, and that's a wrap. Bye.